Hey guys, welcome back to WhiteCheeto Gaming, where you can find all of your basic tips on Total War games. We are currently working on a full playlist of complete guides for Total War Troy. If you are interested in this content and want to keep up to date with future guides, hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be looking into all of the mythical units in Troy. We'll also be looking at where and how you can recruit each one. Timestamps can be found in the description if you're only wanting information on a specific mythical unit. First, we'll look into the mythical units that are accessible by constructing certain buildings only available in specific settlements. First, we have the Giant Vanguard. They are a lightweight class club and shield infantry. They have very low armor but have a 60% missile block rate, decent morale, high speed, melee attack of 32, melee defense of 22, with a very high damage of 200. They also do bonus damage versus large units, have a decent charge bonus. These guys should be mixed in with your front line to make sure you win the front line battle, or you can flank the enemy front line with their high speed of 52. These guys have Vanguard deployment, so you can deploy them in the forest to give them the opportunity to flank when the front lines clash. Indication of a settlement having access to giants will be shown with the giants icon here. You can find these on the campaign map next to the settlement name. The Armored Giant Spearmen. These guys are a heavyweight spear and shield infantry. They have high armor and a huge missile block rate of 85%. Morale is decently high. Speed is pretty high for being armored. Melee attack of 35, melee defense of 33, with a very high damage of 193 with good armor piercing values. They also have ammunitions for enough for 2 volleys with decent range of 125 and a very high missile damage of 105 with good armor piercing values. These guys should be mixed in your frontline units as well. They can be used for flanking if you want. They have fairly high speed to do so, but they will take quite a bit of damage due to their small unit size. Giant Champions. These are a heavyweight two-handed club infantry. They have high armor and morale with good speed, very high melee attack of 62, average melee defense of 28. They have extremely high damage of 384 with good armor piercing values and a high charge bonus. They cause fear to nearby enemies and provide a morale bonus to nearby ally units. They should definitely be mixed in your front line due to their morale bonus for nearby infantry. It should also be noted that all giant units can be used to break down gates in sieges. Last of the giants are the Giant Bowmen. These guys are a lightweight bow infantry. They have decent armor, high morale, good speed, decent melee combat stats, high damage of 200 with bonus damage versus large, 28 ammunition, 160 range, and huge missile damage of 122 with decent armor piercing values. They also cause fear. These guys are insanely strong missile infantry. They should be used to fire into heavily armored units if possible. Next we have the Harpies. These guys are a javelin infantry. They have fairly low armor, high morale, high speed, decent melee combat stats, good charge bonus, 12 ammunition, 115 range, a huge missile damage of 63 with good armor piercing values. Their volleys do cause a negative 10 morale penalty to whomever they shoot at. They have Strider, meaning their speed in combat is not affected by terrain. They have Stalk, and have improved bonuses when flanking enemy units. These guys should be used for moving around the flanks of the enemy front lines and firing into their backs. Fire all of their ammunition and then start rear charging the enemy front line. Harpy Fiends, the upgraded versions of the Harpies. They are a lightweight javelin infantry. They have decent armor, high morale, good speed, above average melee combat stats, good charge bonus, 18 ammunition, 115 range, huge missile damage of 67 with good armor piercing values. They inflict the same negative 10 morale penalty to whomever they are firing at. They can fire while moving, have Vanguard deployment, Strider, snipe, and have improved flanking bonuses. These guys should be used in the same way as the Harpies, only this unit can be Vanguard deployed into a more advantageous spot, so they have a better opening to move into range to fire at the enemy front line's backs. The Savage Centaur Warriors. These are the first actual cavalry unit in Troy. They are a heavyweight spear and shield cavalry. They are decently armored and have a missile block chance of 40%. Morale is fairly high, insanely high speed of 89, 36 melee attack, 26 melee defense, 95 damage, and a good charge bonus of 50. They also cause fear. These guys should be used for chasing down the enemy missile units or rear charging the enemy front line. Now we have the Centaur Champions. These guys are pretty beefy. They are a heavyweight spear and shield cavalry. They have high armor, a high missile block chance of 6%, very high morale, high speed, 46 melee attack, 32 melee defense with a damage of 120, and a huge charge bonus of 68. They also cause fear. They should be used in the same way as the Savage Centaur warriors, rear charging the enemy front line or chasing down enemy missile units. Last of the cavalry units, we have the Centaur Elders. These guys are a medium weight bow cavalry. They have decent armor and have high morale, high speed, fairly decent melee combat stats, 30 ammunition, 145 range, pretty high missile damage of 45. They should be used to fire at the flanks of the enemy front lines or harass any infantry on the battlefield. The Sirens. This unit has low armor, high morale, high speed, low melee combat stats but high damage, 32 ammunition, 180 range, 45 missile damage. This unit has the unique ability to taunt enemy units to come towards the Sirens. This is extremely useful for taunting the enemy front line to open up space for you to collapse on the rest of the front line. You can also taunt enemy missile infantry into melee combat, but try not to leave this unit in melee combat because they will get destroyed. Next are the mythical units that are unlocked from reaching maximum cult tier for a specific god or goddess with the Divine Will mechanic. They also require specific buildings. The Cyclops. This guy has Charger, special missile weapon, causes terror, and is also good versus gates. The special missile weapon is a boulder toss, and they have another ability called Blind Rage, which gives the Cyclops negative 200% attack intervals, 250 weapon damage, negative 10% melee attack, and negative 10% melee defense. With a low armor value of 10, he should avoid any missile fire of any kind. They have a very high morale of 90 and a good speed of 55, a huge melee attack of 58, fairly low melee defense of 25. Damage is extremely high at 1396 with a decent armor piercing value. The charge bonus is also very high at 50, so he would definitely pack a punch on the initial charge. This guy should be mixed in with your front line so he can guarantee that you win the frontline engagement. Here you can see that the Cyclops is unlocked once you've reached max level worship for the god Poseidon. The Minotaur. This is a single entity, decent armor, extremely high morale, high speed, high melee attack of 68 and average melee defense of 30, extremely high damage of 1180 with good armor piercing value. He also has a very high charge bonus of 45, causes fear, has the ability called Bull Rush, which speaks for itself, and Savage Roar, which reduces enemy morale by 30. This guy should be mixed in with your frontline engagement. If you send him after a unit by himself, he would take quite a bit of damage due to his single unit size. Here we see the Minotaur is unlocked once you reach level 3 worship with Zeus. The Corybantes. These guys are medium weight spear and shield infantry. They have decent armor with a missile block chance of 65%, high morale, good speed, 48 melee attack, huge melee defense of 66, damage at 125 with bonus damage versus large units, swordsmen, and axemen. They have a decent charge bonus, they're immune to psychology, they're unbreakable, have improved flanking defense, and an ability called Shield Wall Formation, which increases missile block chance and melee defense for 45 seconds for all allies within 20 meters. These guys should be used to bolster the center of your frontline formation. The Shield Wall Formation is a nice touch as well. Here we see that the Corybantes are unlocked once you reach level 3 worshipped with the god Hera. Lastly, we have the Spartoi. These are a heavyweight 2-handed spear infantry. They have charge, unbreakable, and will rampage at low health. Armor stats are decent, high morale, a high melee attack of 54, good melee defense of 42, good damage of 131 with decent armor piercing values. They also have a pretty high charge bonus. Preferably, you should use these guys to bolster your main frontline engagement. They can be used to flank, but they are not too fast. And lastly, you can see that we can unlock Spartois once we reach level 3 worship with the god Ares. Alright guys, that'll be it for today's guide. I hope you found it useful for your campaigns. If you haven't already, check out my faction unit guides to figure out how to utilize each faction's units and what units you should recruit for your armies. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and make sure you hit that subscribe button to get updates whenever we post more Total War guides.